It's a beautiful day to be outside. It's the beginning of May. Here in Jersey, we're getting some beautiful weather. As you can see, I'm at this beautiful location. I'm down at this creek, and it just kind of looks like I'm out in the wilderness. And I thought it'd take perfect opportunity here to make like a nice little Instagram video, something. I got the dogs here with me. But the problem I'm having is, and I'll let you hear it right now, is trucks. 100 yards behind the camera is a state highway. And it's just ruining the sound that I'm capturing of the brook, the babbling brook. And I actually hear some birds out here. I hear outdoor sounds, but I also hear all that traffic from the highway, and it just ruins it. So I got a way to fix it, and I haven't done a tutorial in a while. I just want to make a short video for Instagram. So this tutorial is going to be a way that you can fix ambient noise, and it's also going to talk a little bit about soundtracks with some of my favorite people. So let me go ahead and finish getting my footage here of what I want to get, and then we're going to head back inside, go into Premiere Pro, but I'm going to use Premiere Pro, but you can use anything. And we're going to check out how to fix this dreaded traffic sound that we got going. Okay, so here we are, we're in Premiere Pro. Now remember, we're doing a mock-up of a 1-minute Instagram video. It was a beautiful spring day. I'll give you the setting here. It was a beautiful spring day. You know, you got that sunshine, the first taste of warmth of spring, and I want to take a nice little peaceful walk along this creek with my dogs. But as we know, there was a highway just like 100 yards away, which was creating havoc with the sound. There were also other sounds in the video that I didn't really want. Things like okay, I was shooting this with a mobile phone, just being very simple, but I did have it on a gimbal so I could get nice smooth footage. And I didn't have any of my mics with me. I didn't have my, you know, little Rode Video Mic Me or anything like that. So there was a slight breeze every now and then, and I would get that breeze blowing across the microphone on the mobile phone, and it just wasn't so pleasant. I left this one clip particularly long, and I expanded this so you can see, you know, the sound waves that are in this clip. This is the raw clip. Now what I want to do is I just want to show these leaves blowing in the breeze. I only want, like, you know what, 3 seconds, maybe 4 seconds of this, but this is what I got. And as we can see, the highway is right there. And then in the next clip, we got a little bit of that breeze blowing, and I didn't particularly care for that. So okay, let's go and let me finish the setup by showing you. I have 2 bins over here. This bin has got my files, all my clips in it. I tend to stay a little bit organized even if I'm doing short stuff. And then these are my 7 sound bites or soundtracks, whatever you want to call it, from Epidemic Sound. They have a prefix of ES showing that the file is from Epidemic Sound. So, you know, let's just go and check these out. This one is, you know, a babbling creek. This one is birds at a park, supposedly. Don't always go by the description. Sometimes the description can throw you off a little bit. So this was a forest morning, I believe this was called, with birds, and they're kind of like, it's kind of an ambient forest sound. So what I'm going to do here was another brook. Now this said, this one says small creek small, but if you listen to this, it just, you know, here's creek large. And this one was creek forest. So anyway, this is what I pulled out real quick just for the sake and purpose of this video. But now what I did is I stacked these a little bit, and you gotta kind of, if you're gonna do this and you're gonna have different scenes going on, you do have to pay attention to how you're gonna put it together. Now you don't necessarily have to stack them, but for the purpose of this, I just wanted to show that you can stack them. So for this, this is the Park Birds Distant. And this was, I just felt this was a good overall ambient sound of what I was hearing that day. Now remember, I was hearing birds in the background, everything like that, but I couldn't separate it from the traffic noises. So if we just play this, you can kind of hear those birds the way they were, but without the traffic. So now what I did was I stacked other things in. So for this opening scene, the other thing I stacked in here was the Forest Creek. And I also stacked in some birds that were close to me. Because while I heard birds far away, I also heard birds very close to me, like in the tree right above my head. And as I walked around, they were close to me at first, and then when I walked towards the creek, they were further away. So you kind of got to pay attention if you want it to be authentic and everything, and make sense. So this is what the opening scene would sound like. I had the creek muted. And I was actually standing right where there was like a little rapids, some stones, and that's pretty much what I heard. Now, as we move to where Pixie's walking in the water here, I got the phone down close to the creek, so obviously those rapids are going to sound louder. So let's just see how. And I'm still hearing my ambient noise up here. Now I'm hearing the birds. Remember the birds in the first, these are the loud birds, right? These are these birds right here. And you can see the sound waves of these, right? So as I go, get back over here, as I go to the creek, those are a little further away from me now because they were in this tree right here. And the creek is over behind this tree. So as I go over here, what I've done, and let's just raise this up a little bit, I've lowered the sound on those. So I'm doing a little bit of mixing going on here. Okay, so I went ahead and I trimmed everything up, and I didn't have you sit through that. But now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to select all of that original sound, and I'm going to delete it. We don't need that. And I'm just going to leave everything else the way it is. Now this one right here was my ambient track, and I'm not going to, I want that to be consistent all the way through. But because, as you see, I do have transitions on these clips up here, because I have transitions, I do want some transitions on my my sound clips, because otherwise they just kind of bang right in at the beginning. Now if I didn't have transitions, then I wouldn't put transitions down here. This is just my personal editing style, and I'm just going to go with default transitions across everything. Okay, and now let's just bring this all back down so that we have some sort of a screen that we can actually view. And I might even bump this up to full just for the preview, go back to the beginning and see what we get. Okay, so there you have it. Epidemic sound effects that you can use. Now, would I go that far in replacing the soundtrack for a little 1 minute walk along the creek Instagram video? Yes, I actually would, because I take my social media very seriously, and for my business and promoting my business, I want my social media clips to be the best that they can be. So I would actually spend the time, and after all, it's only a 1 minute video, but even if it was a scene in a movie and you just, you want to cut out maybe some noise that's going on, or you just want to add something to the scene, well, there you have it. Epidemic sound. You go up here, yeah, you see, you can browse. With Epidemic, you got all of your different genres here, and you got your different moods, everything like that, but you also have sound effects. And to be honest, I'll admit it, I didn't realize it at first. I would go to Epidemic sound, and a lot of times I would just jump right into the music, because that's what I was looking for. And then all of a sudden I realized, hey, sound effects. There's all these sound effects here, and all you got to do is go up here and go into the search, put in what you're looking for, and here you can see my search history. And here I was looking for stream, brook, creek. Sometimes I'm looking for remixes. I was looking for a particular, I think that was a particular song, or it might have been a particular artist, but woodpecker. I was looking for the ambient sounds of a woodpecker. So you click on that, and then if there's a track called woodpecker, but then down here we have forest birds, and then you click on that, and it would give you your ambient sound of a woodpecker. So that's it. That's what I use Epidemic sound for. All kinds of stuff. Go check it out. They're awesome. It is a paid service, but it's well worth the money. Okay, guys, until next time, check me out on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. You can go to my website or see me right here on YouTube. Have a great day, everybody.